we went singing. We didn't have a teacher, so we went singing. I went singing a folk song. Then I saw some door written public speaking. So I was like, are people speaking to the public, or the public is speaking? What exactly is happening here? Then I was told, here you're given a topic, then you're given 5 minutes to prepare, and then you get in and talk about it. So I said, only that? I think I
can do that.
I can do that. So they folded some small papers and we all picked. I didn't have a teacher to coach me, but Anthony, it will interest you to know what topic I was given. I was asked to talk about the importance of a school uniform.
Oh my goodness.
So
something that you did not have.
I did not have. I've never enjoyed. Now I have to speak about how important it really
is to put on a school uniform. What a topic!
So at times I think it is good to lack at times. That's when we define the value. So I was able to I talked about it, and it was. I think I gave a confession. It wasn't a speech.
Wow.
It was a confession.
And that connected, I'm sure.
Yes, it really worked. From Nabunga Salvation Army Harambee Secondary School to be second position at that time, it was a miracle. And actually I should have been first, but you know, the name of the school, who is this that is number one from Tanzania? So, because I learned later when we got to the provincial level, going forward. But that was my journey. Moving on to Form 3 and Form 4.
But then there's a point that you really had to get into doing a very desperate kind of jobs to be able to get money for school fees and for...
I was working and trying to lay my hands on anything to make money. It happens... to eat meat. Or there is no one to dig
the grave.
Wow. So at that time I was so in need of money. So I asked, if somebody digs that grave, will they be paid? Then I was told, yes, definitely. Whoever did paid. Now, you know, they don't think I'm the one. I could be asking. I recruited a few other people. Unfortunately, drunk people were slightly insane, and so. So I recruited this team, and we dug the to slaughter right there and eat. So, you know, to me, that was a meal that I wouldn't have afforded.
Yes.
Yes, being served with chicken at that time.
So it's already an advantage for you.
It was an advantage. Then we were paid. So, you know, it is not expected that much. We were given 1,600.
And all of you were to share that money?
Yes, we shared.
That's not too long ago, eh?
Yeah, not too long. That was in somewhere in 1998.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah, so I took my share. You know, I'm the one who recruited them.
Yes,
so
you had the bigger share, of course.
I had the bigger share. I think I took home, should have been 600 shillings.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Kalipa school fees.
Kalipa school fees. Nikanunua kaunga, and life went on.
And so after that now you
after that,
I
was, my aunt and I was always up, just, you know, sensing, you know, if
nani amekufa wapi,
ni wapi na wanahusiana aje na jamii. So if I realize that the relationship between the family that is bereaved and the other, the community is not so well connected, So digging at night made it a bit easier for us. Then two, when you dig a grave when it is ready to use. So you don't dig a grave and it goes like for 2 days, it rains and if the burial is tomorrow, we dig the grave tonight.
Okay.
Yes. And so...
Is there also a cultural attachment to that?
Yeah, at times we would be taken through things we don't understand. Are you the ones going to dig the grave? Come here, do this, do this. Now you've dug the grave. At times you dig a grave and you find a rock.
Wow.
Now you're told, this is where we are going to bury him, or this is where we're going to bury her.
So keep digging.
Keep digging. So and you found a rock. Yeah. So it was challenging.
Right.
At times the season is dry, and you still have to dig a grave.
So Timothy, you continued with that, getting food, getting school fees.
Yes.
So you went up to Form 4.
I went up to Form 4.
Evo was struggling.
Struggling like that.
What happened when you got to Form 4?
When I got to Form 4, I did my
KCSE.
My KCSE. Actually, in Form 4, I had the privilege of having a full school uniform.
Oh, great.
I was to represent the school, public speaking, at the national level.
Okay.
And so I wouldn't go in rags. So the school bought. And you know, I was in arrears from Form 1. I have not cleared fees. So they took money from other students and bought school uniform
for you.
For me to come to Nairobi, KICC, for the very first time in history. And I remember I felt so awkward in that uniform. I actually lost coordination. I remember walking, this hand was going with this leg and this hand. You know, I don't want to fall. I was like a robot. But that was my very first time to put on a school uniform. I did my KCSE and I performed well.
Great.
What God can do. And by the time I was doing my Form 4, we had a number of years. No single student had qualified for university.
So you actually qualified to go to the university?
Qualified to go to the university. I joined Egerton University.
That's Joint Admissions Board, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
For 1 semester. Then I realized my siblings were suffering.
So you had to go back home?
So I went back home.
To take care of them?
To take care of them.
Did you go back to the university?
I went back home for 4 years. Actually,
4 years.
Years. I was just back at home. I lost that consideration. That consideration, the job thing, you know, after 2 years, it's gone. So I lost it. I was just back at home. Now I got into serious manual work that would give us food. So I was loading lorries at that time. A lot that I would do was to load lorries. Actually, Anthony, I can load a 65 bag canter alone without any help.
My goodness.
And I would do it very comfortably, interestingly so. And that is when I also entered into ministry. I was leading some worship in church and leading praise in church. For 3 years in that church. One day, my pastor stood up and said, "We want to bless you. You've been a blessing to us.
Wow.
We would love to bless you. Find a nice girl, God-fearing girl. We'd like to do a nice wedding
for you
so that you can settle down." You are being given that promise on the altar.
We will do you a wedding. Just find a nice girl.
And everybody's clapping.
Amazing. So did you find a girl?
So I had to wait after the service, talk to him and tell him, "Daddy, I would like to go back to school."
Wow.
Yes.
That was your alternative.
Yes. So that's when he realized what I had gotten in high school. And he was so surprised. So we had a very small window within 1 week. It was a very poor church. It's not leading praise and worship was not like I was leading praise and worship with serious equipment. We were using drums and clapping hands.
Amazing.
But we still had some praise and worship. And after 1 week, the church held a fundraiser to support my going back to school. In that humble state, they were able to raise 63,000.
Wow.
And that's all I needed for my first semester. Unfortunately, they will not hold a fundraiser for you every day.
I know, for all the semesters.
For all the semesters, and I have 8 of them. So I was given that, and I went to Masinde Muliro University, and that opened a totally new chapter. Actually, one of the decisions I ever regretted was joining university.
Tell us about that.
It wasn't fun. It wasn't fun. I was comfortable for about a week because out of the 63,000, I was given 1,000 pocket money, and that was all. Wow. After that 1,000, I was back to my real self.
Amazing.
No nothing, no food, no money to photocopy handouts, nothing. So I became vagabond. I would come to your house, stay in your house. Now the problem is, if I come to your room, that means I'll share your toothpaste, I'll share everything. Food. I'll share your food, everything.
So how did you manage to sustain yourself? I'm sure you finished campus.
Yes, I did.
How did that happen?
When I had exhausted all friends, I slept in a culvert for like 4 days.
Wow.
Within
school?
Outside school. Yeah, I would just like go for Kesha, you know, until everybody is going home, and nobody wants to say goodbye to you because you can say, yeah, so I would retire to that culvert like for 4 days. Then some idea came to me. I can go to the dean of students and ask them, can I do anything for the university and earn something? So it's fortunate. She considered me, and they gave me work study. Okay. So it's work study that kept me going. I worked in the library for 2 years. I would wake up at 4:30 a.m., go clean the library, arrange books and everything. So when everybody is now coming, I also join them for class. Any free hour I have, I go to the library to add some hour, to add some minutes to sustain myself. In second year, I got a promotion.
Wow.
I was taken to the kitchen.
Na wewe ni Muluya. Walikusaidia?
Nakwambia, hapo ndio maisha ya university ilianza.
We?
Yes.
Kufanya kazi na kufinya.
Hapo sasa. So I went to the kitchen. I would chop meat, a whole steak. You're given a whole steak. You have to slice it into small pieces, including the bones. Wow. I would clean the sufurias, and I would, you know, do everything. I learned how to cook right there at the university. In that very state, you know, my life changed. I was now dressing nicely. I never lacked food. Don't ask me how I used to get that food. I never lacked food in my house.
Yes.
Everything you would find. You want beef, fry, boil. You want liver, mutton, anything, any option you want.
You got it.
So I got my first girlfriend, and I knew I was now going to
get married.
To get married.
Okay, my director tells me we need to wind up.
Yes.
I know there's a long way to go.
Yes.
Now here you are, you got your first girlfriend. You were in campus for 4 years.
Yes.
And you were able to clear.
Yes.
What happened after you cleared?
After I cleared, it wasn't easy, because after I cleared, by the way, while I was still in university, I was taking care of my
siblings.
So I had to quickly get something to do. And you know, there was this fallacy, this theory, jobs are in Nairobi. So I came to Nairobi. I came to Nairobi. There were no jobs in the city center. There were no jobs in any office I saw. So I went to industrial area. Wow. So right there, I used to work at a printing company. I used to load boxes and load exams. So at some point,
with your degree?
Yes, with my degree.
Wow.
And by the way, I was sleeping at Ambassador. Some of those street boys even know me.
Ulikuwa unalala Ambassador?
Nalala hapo Ambassador.
Ukienda job?
Nikienda job.
You didn't have a place to stay?
I had a friend. A friend was in Babadogo.
Wow.
Now, I needed 70 shillings to go, and if I wake up very early, I need 50 shillings to come back. So I need 120. Now, I don't have fare. Yes, somebody has said, come, you can spend here, but I don't have fare. Amazing. So I stayed there up to until my first 3 weeks were over. That's when I got my first pay. So I was working there. So at some point, while I was at industrial area, I received a call from the university. The university offered me a free master's because of my performance during my first degree. So
a scholarship.
Yes. So I went back to school. At that time, I was working with the Kenya Institute of Management, loading, you know, as an examinations clerk. You know, arranging papers and dispatching them, because we met at the industrial area when they came to print exams. So that's how and after some time, I was told they want examination checkers just to check through the marks to see, you know, is the tallying okay? That's when I told them, by the way, I'm a graduate, I have a degree.
Amazing.
Then I was given that. At least I started reporting to an office. After that, and I was now attending my master's at that time.
So you're working, doing your master's, a free scholarship.
Yes.
You cleared your master's.
I did.
What was it like when you were graduating with a master's degree?
I'll surprise you. It was joy in disguise, because I still had the pain of this poor boy. I still had the pains of the world. I actually suffered from the mean world syndrome. It's like the world is against me. Right. Like the world is so violent. It's not for me. I've gotten my degree through very serious means, through lots of struggles, and still life hasn't been easy. I got married in 2005.
Okay.
And my wife got something, so at least she would take care of our kids. But I had my siblings to take care of.
I know.
So after my master's, that's when I actually wrote Ndahuyanza Omwami.
Yes.
When I wrote this song, I was actually saying, God, though I sit among the street children, I'm a graduate street boy.
Amazing.
So that alone gave me a reason. I'm a graduate, irrespective
of whatever is
happening.
So here you are, you got married.
Yes.
You got children.
Yes.
You got a master's degree.
Yes.
What are you doing today?
Today I teach. I do teach for a number of universities in town. Then I also manage a school for the Catholic sisters.
Okay.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
Look at you, Timothy. From a grave digger.
Yes.
And last year you actually won an award, Groove Awards.
Yes, I won the group. That song that I wrote in tears became the song of the year, Western Counties. Then towards the end of the year, I was also given the most promising artist by the Mwafaka Awards.
Wow. So you won 2 awards last year.
2 awards last year.
Western Song of the Year, Groove Awards.
Yes.
And the most promising artist, Mwafaka Awards.
Yes.
Amazing. And God has done you well.
No, God now has changed my story.
Your story has changed.
My story has changed.
I want you to look into that camera, Timothy. And there are people today who are watching, and this is the beginning of the year. And a lot of them have lost hope. Probably some of them graduates. They have never been able to find a job, a good job for that matter. Some of them, 2015 was a bad year. They have siblings to take care of. They wonder, where do I go from here? I want you to encourage them as we wind up.
At times, we create a life that we would want to live, but it is not always the case. We always meet surprises in life. However, the basic thing you can always do is to keep going. Though it may prove to be tough, you may lack food today, but if you've survived to see tomorrow, tomorrow comes with new mercies. Tomorrow comes with a new grace. You may have graduated and you don't have a job, or you feel what you're doing is not what you trained for, is not what you really believe you are. Keep doing what you can do to keep going until your time comes. And when your time...
Man, that's a powerful word, especially coming from you. So today you're blessed with a family.
Yes, I have a family.
You still take care of your siblings?
I still take care of my siblings. The fortunate thing that God enabled me to do was to take them through school.
Wow.
And now 2 of them are graduates.
Oh, great.
So one is now working and helping me.
Oh, great.
The others.
Amazing.
One is still at the university, and the last born did his KCP.
I mean, the results were out the other day.
The results were out the other day. Yes. And then we thank God. We're moving. Amen. We're moving strong in ministry. We're moving strong in career, and we're moving strong even economically.
You are a blessing.
Amen.
You actually inspire a lot of hope. From a grave digger to an award-winning gospel artist, to a university lecturer, to a trainer.
He makes it possible.
To a mentor with daddy, we thank God for you and we bless God for you.
Hallelujah.
So I think we'll wind up with your song that you won last year. I see some very guys who are looking very nice on the other side. Kujeni very fast. So I think Sadiq will play for us that song. But thank you so much, Timothy. God bless you. Asante sana.
Thank you.
And we wish you well in life.
God bless you.
And may God bless you for planting seeds in the life of others. May He water you and make it amazing for you, even
Amen.
in the days to come. We
Amen.
look forward to Dr. Timothy Kitui.
Definitely. Very
Sitakuja,
soon.
sindio?
Very soon. Itakuja.
Sawa sawa. So we'll allow you to go down there,
Yes.
do the song,
Yes.
and God bless you.